you showing up? Never. I'm taking them shots on my partners, they loaded up. No. Man on the low, all these be I
The Verizon Center filled to capacity. It's the Toronto Raptors taking on the Washington Wizards. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Jamari Carroll is out there with Scola. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 down low. Well, looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
Carroll, no one around him. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And slam dunk by Nene.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
Lowry from outside, and again Toronto with the triple.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Wall passes to Beal. And it's off from three-point range. Outside DeRozan. The floater. Gortat with the block. And here we go. Washington fast break. And the slam dunk by Wall.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
For Washington, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. It's Beal on the wing. Passes it to Gortat. Wall wide open. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Carroll kicks to Lowry. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. He dishes it to Carroll. And again, Toronto with the triple. What about Kyle Lowry on offense? The last 2 seasons, he's been absolutely dominant, Clark.
Yeah, he's developed enough as a point guard now to where he really knows how to direct and lead his team. He's not just a catalyst anymore. He's a leader, and that's the big difference I see with him. And his shot has become more refined.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Feeds it to Carroll. Kicks to DeRozan. Screen by Valanciunas. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. DeRozan in the corner. Pass to Carroll. There's the dish to Lowry. The feed to Valanciunas. Shot clock at 5. The Raptors need to get a shot up. It's DeRozan with the drive. They grab their own miss. Outside Lowry. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Second shot opportunity, and DeRozan lays it in. DeRozan's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, in talking about Lowry, you see his shooting percentages didn't change much, but his output sure did. I mean, averaging 17 points and 7 assists a game the past 2 seasons. He also converted more threes. I mean, there's very little he can't do on the offensive end.
And here's Carroll after the three-pointer from Bradley Beal. And here they come. All with it, now guarded by DeRozan, and Beal kicks to Nene. Dudley dishes to Nene. And Jamari Carroll is going to pick up a foul.
You know, getting back to Lowry, I really admire his aggressiveness. On the break in the half-court set, it doesn't really matter. He's really the guy who makes it happen for his team. And he's a potent straw stirring that drink.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. Porter comes in for Jared Dudley. Gary Neal's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope. It's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
Gortat with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. And that one's good. Sessions.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
So it's Toronto now after the basket by Washington. And again, no good by Toronto.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on it.
Here's Joseph after the basket by Washington. No good again that time. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete, but he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
Humphries, the pass to Gortat. Now Sessions. 5 points in the game. Three-pointer. And again, Washington with the triple.
Couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
And after just and a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age. Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but I'm not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking them when she beats them in a game of horse. Bradley's not only got a special J, but he's got a pretty good disposition, too.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
Not sure you can play any better offensively.
Very few bumps in the road so far. It's been an easy ride for them.
So for Toronto right now, Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the small forward. Now here's Lowry. Kept alive, and Valanciunas kicks to Patterson. Outside for Lowry. It's deflected. Pushing it up. And finished off by Porter.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch in how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Here's Oubre, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First, he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, he didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Jared Dudley's checked in for Oubre. Beal comes in for Porter. And John Wall subbed in for Sessions. Now here's Nene. Misses the fadeaway jumper. And on the topic of Lowry, he became only the third Toronto Raptor ever, Clark, to be voted into the All-Star game.
Yeah, you know, Bosch and Vinsanity, the other two. Lowry also participated in the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge. Man, he's been outstanding as a point guard.
And a tenacious leader for the Raptors.
Yeah.
Wizards leading by 12. Here's Wall, and it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Gary Neal's checked in for the Wizards. Well, I think all three of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
And here's Carroll. 12 points for him. To the paint. Stolen by Dudley.
Oh, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done.
And Beal kicks to Wall. Nice ball movement by Washington. Nene, right side. No one near him. No luck. And Toronto will come the other way.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
And Valanciunas penetrating. Wall against Valanciunas. This one for 3. That's tipped.
And, you know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from 3. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
So timeout called here. The first for Washington.
And for Louis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
Wall dishes to Beal. Rebounded by Luis Scola.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
To the left wing, Joseph, the pass to Johnson. Biyombo kicks to DeRozan. Johnson up top. Here's Joseph, just 5 on the clock. Now the pass to Johnson. Gortat with the block. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. Wall with the ball.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
Well, I tell you, I think his body control and concentration in the air are really unique.
Greg, you were talking about Scola. He has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Washington. Sessions comes in for John Wall. And then for Toronto, Patterson, he's checked in for Scola. And it's Ross in for DeMar DeRozan. Now here's Sessions. 10 points for him. 6 on the shot clock. Porter kicks to Gortat. Beal, that's for 2. And again, Washington, no good.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Anderson against Beal. Uncovered. That one off the back. Out.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Dudley with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Dudley against Johnson, and it's Beal in the corner. He feeds it to Dudley. The Wizards with another miss.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Now here's Ross. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
The three from Dudley, and that is good. And the Wizards lead by 15.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Joseph. The shot is off. And that concludes the first half.
Hey, Kevin.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal. It was a great half of basketball from John Wall. He had 14. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
And the defense was soft in that first half, and he took advantage every chance he could, and boy, was he throwing it down hard.
Yes, sir. He has had too many uncontested runs to the hoop, but even if a defender's gotten there, it's been posterized time.
The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint, and it's Dudley in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Now here's Wall. Here's Nene. No good. Excellent D there for Scola. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. Yeah. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the 2. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Here's Wall following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Beal dishes to Gortat. Tries from 16. That one rolling around and rims out.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Wall with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be. The 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Humphries comes in for Gortat. And Oubre subbed in for Jared Dudley. Toronto calls timeout. Talking about Bradley Beal's potential, it's not just the shooting, it's also the passing, and you really don't think of him as a passer, but for such a young 2-guard, he's extremely unselfish, averaged over 3 assists a game over the past 2 years.
And the true stars of our game feature versatility. And here's a guy that has also tremendous upside as a rebounder. I mean, how about getting 7 boards almost a game the one year he was in college? So he understands the importance of impacting other areas. I mean, last season he had his highest steals average of his career, and everything's upside with this young man. The sky's the limit.
Excellent point. All with it. 16 points for him. He kicks to Nene. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Luis Scola.
Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. And he's also got a tough mentality about him. Just a real rugged individual.
And he's good on the second. And getting back to Nene, an obvious inside player with great impact. He looks and plays like a man possessed. Yet through last season, Greg, he's never averaged as much as 8 rebounds a game.
And, you know, his true value is measured in intangibles at times, not just on the stat sheet. He does all the dirty work so others can shine.
Now Wall, following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. Shoots the three, and DeMar DeRozan pulls it down.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Rebound, Washington. 17 points was their biggest margin. Pass to Oubre, puts it up from 12, and he gets it to go. And the Wizards lead by 16.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense. Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Shot's good. That's 10 points for Kyle Lowry.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Washington calls.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
So for the Wizards, Gortat's checked in for Nene. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Oubre. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. That'll be a 5-second call.
Raptors ball.
Joseph, the pass to Patterson. Johnson outside. And Patterson kicks to Joseph. Patterson dishes to Joseph. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Johnson, a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's the three. The offensive rebound. Ross. Johnson outside. Trying his luck deep. And that one's good. Johnson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up, and you can get some easy hoops that way.
And that steal made it possible. And if they can use a few more sequences just like that.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon, because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Porter with the steal, and now Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Neal kicks to Sessions. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line.
And what a tremendous game for Sessions. He has 12 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
No good on that one.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Jared Dudley's checked in for the Wizards. Beal comes in for Gary Neal. Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drought is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that. So you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
And so here's Toronto following the three-pointer by Washington. Johnson goes in, dishes it to Biyombo. Passes to Joseph. Down low, Biyombo kicks to Patterson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw. This is his first free throw of the game.
And 79% from the line a season ago. Pretty consistent there as a free throw shooter.
That free throw good from Patterson. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. And Patterson drops them both. Wizards leading by 14. Feeds it to Beal. For the three. The rebound by Patterson. Johnson outside. Here's Patterson. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Wizards lead by 14. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. So for Toronto right now, the star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Scola out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. Beal the pass to Gortat. Lowry against Beal. To the inside, it's stolen by Valanciunas. And it's DeRozan at the elbow. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And Washington making a change here. Nene is checked in, and now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Now here's Beal. 4 on the shot clock. Pulls up. And the jumper is good. And the Wizards lead by 14.
How nice was that? Bradley Beal, I tell you, textbook shooting form, that thing is on fire.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's foul number 2 for him. Toronto with the ball. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. Here's Carroll. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists in the game.
Assist from Kyle Lowry.
Wall against Lowry. With a step back. Wall's shot is off.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here's Beal after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Beal dishes the Wall. Kicks to Gortat. Beal the pass to Wall. Nene the screen. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
And for the last 3 seasons, what a talented young backcourt, John Wall and Bradley Beal. have become. Wall drafted first overall, Beal third in different drafts. A little lottery luck, if you will, and great scouting of these two.
Spacing, fellas.
Raptors trail by 13. Lowry has the open look. Again, Toronto.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Washington's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Wall draws the double. It's Gortat with the drive, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Last season, at both sides of the court for the Wizards, started out very hot, but then just could not keep it going.
Well, you know, the start was extremely hot. 19-6, which tied a franchise best, that record. After that, though, they played close to 500 ball the rest of the time.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
They get it back. Outside for Lowry. To the left wing. Outside Carroll. The rebound by Gortat. Gortat's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And the Wizards really struggled post All-Star break, playing under 500. Still, though, they seem to pull things together at the very end and on into the postseason.
Well, there's no denying it. The Wizards had some bumps, and you mentioned that. Some weeks they look like a lottery team. Then the next, they look like a title contender. They knew how to make the most of their games when they did get hot, though.
Now here is Lowry, stolen by Dudley. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And Wall kicks to Beal. That doesn't go either for Beal.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Here's Carroll. Outside Scola. Toronto working the ball around now. Left side Lowry. Wall against DeRozan. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Well, the one word you can use to describe the Raptors postseason last year, disaster. I mean, Greg, nothing went right for them.
Yeah, I mean, after that great regular season, they were completely just manhandled by the Wizards, swept out of the first round in 4 straight.
Porter's checked in for Jared Dudley. Wall dishes to Beal. It's stolen by DeRozan. Valanciunas against Wall. Lowry. Porter with the steal. In transition, here come the Wizards. Beal's running, and that one's good. 21 points for Wall.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor.
They're losing by 14.
Spacing.
1:52 left in the fourth. .152 left in the fourth quarter of this one. DeRozan with it. Now guarded by Gortat. Lowry drawing the double team. He dishes it to Carroll. Plenty of space. It's rebounded by John Wall.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Wizards.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left the man open deep, he'd get a good look at the basket, and they didn't hesitate, and the aggressiveness paid off.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Wall. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
And he goes in for the dunk.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
And another fast break for Washington. Wizards running. The shot by Nene. No good. Toronto with the ball. They're running.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Gortat, the pass to Beal. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. 5 on the clock. And they go to the intentional foul.
You know, give him credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Simply delaying the inevitable here, Greg. I mean, at this point, even if they miss the free throws, there's not enough time left.
On its way from Neal for 2. Misses. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Some good moments.